The Secret Language of Persuasion, Part 3. Marketing is too important to be left to the marketing department. Why should you care about being a charismatic character? Well, apart from it being the best and most effective way to persuade people to buy from you, it's also the single most important business building strategy there is. It produces impressive sales results, boosting all of your marketing activities. It attracts the right clients for you and your business, and it establishes you in the eyes of your clients as the only viable source they should ever turn to. It makes you the most trusted advisor and the total authority in a copycat world where everyone's marketing message lives in the sea of sameness. You can instantly position yourself as the market's dominant character who has the best information, and because they respect you, they want to hear from you, they feel they know you, and they want to buy from you. Dan Kennedy said, "Everyone is walking around with their umbilical cord in their hand looking for someone to plug it into." And Jay Abraham said, "People are silently begging to be led, but they only want to follow the lead of someone they can totally trust." But first, a bit about me. My name's Clive Cable. Years ago, I found a unique burglar alarm I thought everyone should know about. So I went to a village near where I lived and started knocking on doors, and I soon discovered people there were skeptical, wary of strangers, and I soon discovered why. Recently, there had been a number of burglaries in the village, which meant they didn't trust strangers. So that day I made no sales. Then I had an idea. What if someone else persuaded them? Someone they trusted 100%. So I went to see the local village policeman. And back in the day, there used to be village policemen. And I showed him my alarm and I said, "Look, you can't buy it from me. I want you to be non-biased, just evaluate it. And then check me out. I'm going to go away for 2 or 3 days. Here's some personal references. The vicar I know very well. We go running together, and here's where I live." So I left it, and then I came back about 3 days later and to see what would happen now. This time, I sold an alarm to every door I knocked on. And that's the power of persuasion. Today, people don't have a local trusted source they can turn to. That is, until now. You can be a charismatic character people can turn to. And it's easier than you think. And it all starts with your backstory. Who is this? Bitten by a radioactive spider. Masked man and Indian. The Lone Ranger and Tonto, of course. A small child as he watched his parents shot dead in an alley. And Batman. So what is a charismatic character? Like a guru? Well, the word guru means gu, darkness, transforming that into light, ru. So you as the guru take people from the dark and the ignorance and to the light, which is enlightenment. So the charismatic character is known for his miracles or her miracles, their parables, the dogma, and the insider language. Now, more on this in a moment. What else do you know about 007? How about Columbo? What about Sherlock Holmes? And how about Del Boy? What do you know about Dr. House? Why do you know these things? Because they want you to know these things so that you become invested in the charismatic character that they represent. And did you know that every TV show is written to a formula and they hire the best writers who know how to keep you hooked? Here's the formula they use. Soap opera, storyline. The viewer gets involved with the characters, which is fascination. And then there's surprises and teasers like cliffhangers. Did you know that you can do the same when you think of your business as series fiction? A quick quiz. What do all the following have in common? Richard Branson, Gary Vaynerchuk, Michael Gerber, Jamie Oliver, Michael O'Leary, Oprah, Tony Robbins, David Goggins. They all turned a transactional business into a relationship business, and they dominate their market using nothing more than series fiction. Could you do the same? Could you become a charismatic character? Answer the following questions. Do you possess an in-depth knowledge of the industry you work in? Do you have a point of view about various topics within your industry? And do you have the ability to share your point of view effectively, either written or verbally? Ideal both. Are you able to prove your point of view is worth listening to with case studies and personal references? If you answered yes to any or all of these questions, you can become a charismatic character and become the preferred choice over your competition, and you begin to think of your business as series fiction. You'll keep people interested in with engaged, meaningful interaction, anticipation. They'll feel recognized by you. You'll constantly surprise them, and you'll even reward them. You, as mentor, guru, leader, or guide, must make your character evolve over time. You expand from your origin backstory. Your core competency widens to an ever-broadening skill set. You can apply the charismatic character to several different businesses. Any form of retail, membership sites, business clubs, subscriptions like newsletters or continuity programs, consultancy, health coach, life coach, business coach, independent financial advisor, relationship coach, accountancy, solicitor, dentist, chiropractor, gym owner, showroom salesperson, MLM distributor, mail order. In fact, the list is endless. And I have seen charismatic characters in all of those industries I've just mentioned. So when I had my own mail order business, I sold health products. I mean, it could have been a simple transactional business, but I turned it into a personality-based business when I created my health newsletter with the tagline, "Health by choice, not by chance." And I wrote to my customers regularly, and I spoke with them on the phone, which made me a charismatic character in their eyes. It's the main reason why my response rates were so high. They were at the lowest 7% and at the highest 34% using direct mail. Now even today it's rare to get a 2% response. So why create you as a charismatic character? Well, your goals include staying in business, holding on to customers. Do you know it can cost up to 16 times more to get a customer than it is to keep a customer? If you don't believe me, then try pay-per-click advertising. You'll make customers more responsive to your offers, which means they'll buy more often. Customers are happy to pay higher prices than average. Customers stay actively involved with you, which means they'll refer you to their friends. How can you become a charismatic character? By telling your story. Story beats credentials every time. What's the story of Robin Hood? I mean, okay, what's the facts? What's his real name? Who was his king? What's his backstory? Who was he before he was Robin Hood? And what year did all this take place? You see, without his backstory, Robin Hood is nothing more than a common thief, and the facts don't really matter. So his backstory allowed him to stand for one thing: steal from the rich and give to the poor. You need to be known for one thing. Richard Branson, obviously, known for entrepreneurship. Gary Vaynerchuk, known for wine. Michael Gerber, the E-Myth guy, is known as a small business guru. Rich Dad Poor Dad, financial intelligence. And Marianne Williamson is known for self-help, now running for President of America. You've got John Gray, Man from Mars guy, relationship advice. Tony Robbins, well known for motivation. And mental toughness, David Goggins. Then cheap flights, Ryanair. Oprah is known for wisdom. So think of this. You are a message. Your market is asking you, can you create a world that I want to become a part of? Can you create a brand that I want to support? Can you create stories that inspire me? It's not just what you do. It's how you tell your story of what you do. All the greatest are master storytellers. Now, earlier on we mentioned the charismatic character and these 4 things here, including their backstory. The miracles are the exceptional results, the triumphs, genius. The parables, stories that teach, stories that inspire, stories as warnings. The dogma, the 7 habits of highly effective people, the 10 commandments. Insider language, NLP, is full of insider language, as is golf, any sport you can think of. Your flaws, the admissions that make you human. Your identity, you've got to choose an identity. You could be a stern but loving parent, an adventurer like Richard Branson, eccentric genius like J. Abraham, the reporter, the reluctant hero. Storylines, amazing discovery, loss and redemption, us versus them, before and after. Now, when you're crafting your stories, you as a victim from an outside circumstance helps. Put you, your character, in jeopardy. Make sure your character is likable, funny, and powerful. So you can have any of these as a storyline in each of your stories: to achieve something, to bring home the elixir, the gold, the wisdom, to escape from a situation, or to quit, finally give up and say, I've had enough of that. Remember, without conflict, there is no story. So life event stories achieved through conflict with self or others, achieved through overcoming adversity, achieved through discovery, achieved through teachers, mentors, coaches, and a wise man. Now, with your charismatic character, you're going to highlight your positives. You're going to create a unique voice. You magnify your personality and you embellish your heroics. What is your greatest currency? It's how you are thought of by your tribe, your clients, how much they love you. You must organize your stories to create your persona. First, you need to build a collection. So go back over your life and find 15 to 20 stories and write them out. And then eliminate all the ones that don't serve any purpose of influence. You need to think of it like this. What do I need stories for? What point do I need to make? Think purpose, then story. Then categorize them as follows. Who are you? Are you a personal brand or a corporate brand? By the way, you have to explain yourself in all of your stories. Why are you here and why should they listen to you? These stories are all about you establishing your authority, your credentials, and making you believable. The us versus them stories. You create a powerful bond when you unite your reader against a common enemy. Stories can offer the kind of proof people crave. Your backstory establishes how you got where you are now, which in essence compresses time. In your miracle story, you show off your superpowers. Stories that can create a bond through empathy, demonstrating how we're all the same underneath, are powerful. You can use your how you are flawed stories. These stories humanize you because everyone knows that nobody is perfect. Your flaws make you believable and trustworthy. For example, as a writer, I can't spot my own typos. I have to get someone else to proofread my work. In the early days, I'd often send out direct mail with misspellings. I think because of that, I never came across as a sleazy salesperson. The typos made me human, and therefore I got a better connection with my reader. So don't be afraid to admit your flaws, because they can actually help you. Now, stories that present inconvenient truths like, nothing happens in business until a sale is made. Now, people don't want to hear that because they don't like the idea of selling. Stories that present a point of view, a philosophy, or a mindset. The idea is to glorify a value you both believe in, a value that links them to buy what it is you're selling. Stories that build their confidence and their courage and make them believe in themselves so they can do what you expect them to do, which is obviously buy from you. Stories that shame or guilt people into taking the desired action. This may seem a little bit outside of your comfort zone, but a lot of big name gurus use it on you without you realizing it. And that doesn't make it bad, especially if what they sell improves your life. When I was selling home improvements for Everest, I was once asked how much commission I was making. I replied, 10%. But that 10% will pay my mortgage and feed my family this month. On the other hand, your windows and doors will still be functioning 25 years from now, and they'll keep you warm and secure all of that time. So tell me, who's getting the better deal? He bought £22,000 worth of windows and doors that day. Never let anyone tell you selling is bad, because without selling, we would have no economy. Other ways to organize your stories are by outcome. The hero has to be transformed in some way. She was shy but now can speak in public. She was fearful, is now courageous. He was timid, now bold. Once you've organized your stories, you can use them to persuade your audience. Let me count the ways. You can use them on your emails, webinars, blog posts, landing page, about me page. I said the emails already, but there you go. Speaking engagements, ebooks, podcasts, opt-in pages, interviews, speaking in public again. So when you've told your story, tell them how to think so they understand the point of your story. Think story, point, benefit. To ensure your words have the maximum impact with a minimal effort on your part, it's best to hire a skilled copywriter, someone who understands how the written word is the best substitute for manual labor and can bring you new clients without you having to do anything. Or to say it another way, words that sell so you don't need to. Years ago, I read this fabulous book, all about the world's greatest life insurance salesman. He was the first to sell $1 billion life insurance policy. In the book, you learn about his 10-3-1 system. He said that all surgeons do is surgery. They don't go out and find the patients, the 10ing. They don't diagnose them, the 3ing. All they do is the surgery, the 1ing. When I had my mail order business, I placed a full-page advert in a national magazine. That was the 10ing. When they responded, I sent them a free report. That's the 3ing. I only ever spoke with them when they were ready to order the product I was selling, and that's the 1ing. The written word is the best substitute for manual labour, because they were persuaded to buy from me before I spoke with them. That's the awesome power of great copywriting. By the way, what I didn't tell you was the advert and the free report were loaded with strategic stories like the ones you're discovering now. Story is the source of all power. Dan Kennedy, legendary marketer. Now, let me introduce you to your new 2 best friends. What if this could be done? And what would it look like? For a start, people would trust you. Potential clients put all their trust in the people who they really believe can help them solve their problems. Old marketing strategies are no longer effective. Being a charismatic character means you can charge more and people are willing to pay more, which means more money for you. As a common marketer, you'll have to scream. As a charismatic character, you only have to whisper. It's a difference between being a common marketer and being the only viable choice. When you're a charismatic character, the dynamics change. You don't chase clients, clients chase you. Does this appeal to you? If you want to know more about being a charismatic character and how it can help you get more clients, call me, Clive, on 07796 354 114. 07796 354 114. You can email me at clivecable@googlemail.com. Or you can private message me on LinkedIn. And I'm also on Skype. My Skype name is Clive Cable.